Hello friends, myself CA Darshak Doshi, Assistant Professor at SIS College of Commerce and Economics, Sain East, Mumbai. This video contains practical questions on the chapter Underwriting of Shares and Debentures. In my earlier video, I had explained about the basic concepts of underwriting of shares and debentures. The link of the video is given in the description below. Kindly go through the basic concepts before going on with the practical questions. Before starting with the practical questions, we need to learn two basic concepts. Number one, gross liability. It is the contractual liability as determined by the underwriting agreement to sell specified number of shares to public. It is the liability underwritten by underwriters specified in the underwriting agreement. In case of joint underwriting, agreed ratio of gross liability of underwriters is always according to the underwriting agreement. It's a simple concept wherein the gross liability is the liability which is underwritten or undertaken by the underwriters specified in the underwriting agreement. In case of joint underwriting or co-underwriting, the agreed ratio of gross liability, that is, the distribution of liability amongst the underwriters, is always calculated in accordance with the underwriting agreement. Underwriting commission is always calculated on the basis of the gross liability of each underwriter, irrespective of whether the shares are subscribed by the public or whether the underwriters have to take the remaining shares. Next, net liability. This refers to the number of shares to be taken by each underwriter when the public has not subscribed. Firm applications are added to get the total liability of underwriter. Net liability is simple concept which says that net liability is the liability which specifies the number of shares to be taken by the underwriter as the shares were not subscribed by the public. To calculate the liability of underwriter, a statement of liability of underwriter is to be prepared. In this statement over here, I am explaining you the steps to be followed to calculate the net liability of underwriters in case of when there is no firm underwriting. This statement calculates the number of shares to be undertaken by each underwriter. It does not contain amount or rupees. If you see, the first column contains steps, second is particulars, third is basis, then you have number of columns depending on number of underwriters and the last column of total. The first step is to write down gross liability, which is always as per the agreed ratio. The agreed ratio can be found out of underwriting agreement. Next step is to reduce marked applications. Marked applications are nothing but applications received by the company which bears the stamp of underwriters. Marked applications in case of practical questions will be directly given to you. Marked applications will be distributed amongst the underwriters in actual. This data will be always provided to you in the question. Next step is to find out balance. This is nothing but step 1 minus step 2. Next step is to reduce unmarked applications. There are two possibilities on the basis of which you can distribute the unmarked applications amongst the underwriters. The first one is gross liability and second one is the ratio of the balance which we have calculated in step 3. When an issue is underwritten by more than one underwriter, that is a case of joint underwriting, a difficulty may arise in deciding the basis on which unmarked applications should be allocated amongst different underwriters. The allocation between the underwriters can be done by any one of the two methods. The two methods are: number one, to be allocated in the ratio of gross liability, or to be allocated in the ratio of liability as calculated in the step 3 after reducing the marked applications from gross liability. Now the question arises, which method is to be followed? If the question specifies a particular method to be followed, the same has to be followed. But in case if the question does not specify anything, then we need to follow the first method, that is distribution of unmarked applications in the gross liability ratio that we have calculated in step 1. Next step is to find out net liability. Net liability is nothing but balance calculated in step 3 minus your unmarked applications. Next thing important, we need to always calculate as a part of working note before starting the statement of liability of underwriters is that we need to know all three figures of total applications received, total unmarked applications, and total marked applications. Total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications. In a question, you may get any of the two figures and the third figure may be missing, which you need to calculate with the help of this formula. The formula is total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications. Let us, before starting with the practical questions, I request you to kindly download the PDF of questions solved in this video from the link given in the description below. Question 1. Tata Limited decided to issue 1 lakh equity shares. The whole issue was underwritten by three underwriters: SBI 40%, HDFC 30%, and ICICI 30%. Application for 80,000 shares were received in all, out of which applications for 20,000 shares had the stamp of SBI, those for 10,000 shares had the stamp of HDFC, and 20,000 shares had the stamp of ICICI. The remaining applications did not bear any stamp. Calculate the liability of underwriters. Before solving the question, let us see what all data is given to you in the question. First, the question gives about total equity shares to be issued, which is 1 lakh. Next, the question gives us information about underwriters. There are three underwriters: SBI, HDFC, and ICICI, and they have agreed 40%, 30%, and 30% respectively, which totals up to 100%. That is, the issue is fully underwritten. Next, the question gives about 80,000 shares application is received, and out of which 20,000 shares are marked with the stamp of SBI, 10,000 shares are marked with the stamp of HDFC, and 20,000 shares are marked with the stamp of ICICI. That means total application received and marked application received is given to you. The question also states that the remaining balance will be unmarked applications. As I told you earlier, we need to first get all the data before starting with the statement of liability of underwriters. Hence, total application received is equal to total unmarked application plus total marked application. Rearranging, total unmarked applications is equal to total applications received minus total marked applications. Substituting the data, total application received as given to you in the question is 80,000, and total marked applications can be found out by totaling 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 20,000. That is, total unmarked applications is equal to 80,000 minus 50,000. Hence, total unmarked applications are 30,000 shares. The question does not specify anything how unmarked applications are to be distributed amongst the underwriters. Hence, as I explained to you earlier, we have two methods. That is, it is to be distributed among the underwriters in the ratio of gross liability, or it is to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of balance, which is calculated as gross liability minus marked applications. Hence, as the question is not specifying anything, we will solve this first question under both the methods. But in examination, solve only with one method and mention the same as assumption. Solving the question with the first method, that is allocating unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability, should be preferred. Let us start with the statement of liability of underwriters under method 1. That means we will allocate the unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability. As I told you, the statement will have first column as steps, second column as particulars, third will be basis, then you will have number of columns depending on number of underwriters, and the last column will be total. The first step is the gross liability. The question had given us the gross liability ratio amongst the underwriters as 40%, 30% and 30%, which translates to 4 is to 3 is to 3. Total equity shares to be issued were 1 lakh. So the gross liability, if divided in 4 is to 3 is to 3, comes to 40,000 shares, 30,000 shares and 30,000 shares, totaling up to 1 lakh. Second step is to reduce marked applications, which is always distributed amongst the underwriters in actual. The question states that applications for marked are 20,000 shares in the name of SBI, 10,000 shares in the name of HDFC, and 20,000 in the name of ICICI, which we directly write in the step 2. Next is to find out balance, which will be step 1 minus step 2, which comes out to 20,000, 20,000 and 10,000 shares. Next step is to reduce unmarked applications. Here we are reducing unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability as we are solving under method 1. The total number of unmarked applications as calculated by us in working note number 1 comes to 30,000, which will be distributed amongst three underwriters SBI, HDFC and ICICI in the ratio of gross liability, that is 4 is to 3 is to 3. So 30,000 if divided in 4, 3 and 3 comes to 12,000, 9,000, 9,000. Out of the balance in step 3, once we reduce unmarked applications, we get net liability, which comes to 8,000, 11,000 and 1,000, totaling up to 20,000. If we check whether we have done this question correctly, we get to know that the company had to issue 1 lakh equity shares, of which company had received 80,000 applications, which included marked and unmarked. So company had a shortfall of 20,000 shares, which had to be subscribed by underwriters. This is calculated as it is in step 5. Now we solve under method 2, which is unmarked applications to be allocated in the ratio of liability as calculated after reducing marked applications from gross liability. As I told you, statement of liability of underwriters will be a simple statement starting with first column steps, second column particulars, third column basis. Then we have number of columns based on number of underwriters and last column being total. First step is gross liability, which we always get from the question. In the question, the gross liability amongst the underwriters is 40%, 30%, 30%, SBI, HDFC, ICICI respectively. Hence, it is 4 is to 3 is to 3 divided with the total issue of equity shares being 1 lakh comes to 40,000, 30,000, 30,000. Next step is to reduce marked application. Marked applications are always reduced from gross liability in actual. It is given to you in the question that SBI had a mark of 20,000 shares, HDFC had mark of 10,000 shares, and ICICI had a mark of 20,000 shares. So if reduced in actual, we get a balance which is 20,000, 20,000, 10,000. In step 3, balance is calculated as step 1 minus step 2. Next step is to reduce unmarked application. Here, as we have assumed that we will reduce unmarked application in the ratio of liability as calculated after reducing marked applications from gross liability, that is in the ratio of balance as calculated in step 3, that is 2 is to 2 is to 1. Hence, if unmarked applications, that is a total of 30,000, distributed amongst 3 underwriters in the ratio of 2, 2 and 1 will be 12,000, 12,000 and 6,000. We get a net liability of 8,000 shares, 8,000 shares and 4,000 shares, a total of 20,000 shares. Next question, question 2. X Limited decided to issue 50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. The whole issue was underwritten by A, B and C as below. A 15 lakh shares, B 25 lakh shares, C 10 lakh shares. Applications were received for 48 lakh 50,000 shares, of which the marked applications were as follows: A 12 lakh shares, B 25 lakh shares, and C 8 lakh 50,000 shares. Calculate the number of shares to be taken up by the underwriters. Unmarked applications are to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of their gross liability. Before solving, let us see the data given to us in the question. The first statement gives us the information about total number of shares to be issued, which is 50 lakhs. Next, it gives us information about 3 underwriters, A, B and C, wherein they have underwritten 15 lakh shares, 25 lakh shares and 10 lakh shares respectively. Next, it gives us information about total applications received and marked applications between A, B and C being 12 lakh shares, 25 lakh shares and 8 lakh 50,000 shares respectively. The question also gives us information that unmarked applications are to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of their gross liability. So let us start with the solution. In the solution, we always first get the all data as required for solving the question. Hence, total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications. Rearranging, total unmarked applications is equal to total applications received minus total marked applications. Total unmarked applications is equal to, we have total applications received 48 lakh 50,000 and total marked applications can be found out by totaling 12 lakh shares, 25 lakh shares and 8 lakh 50,000 shares. So total unmarked applications is equal to 48 lakh 50,000 shares minus 45 lakh 50,000 shares. Hence, total unmarked applications is equal to 3 lakh shares. Now let us prepare the statement of liability of underwriters. Again, it is a simple statement starting with steps, next particulars, third column being basis. Next, we will have number of columns based on number of underwriters. Here in the question, we have 3 underwriters, we have 3 columns, and the last column being total. The first step is always gross liability, which is as per the agreed ratio, which when calculated between the underwriters A, B and C, 15 lakh is to 25 lakh is to 10 lakh comes to 3 is to 5 is to 2. Hence, this data is purely taken from the question. Next step is to reduce marked applications. Again, the marked applications are distributed amongst underwriters as actual given to you in the question, that is 12 lakhs. 25 lakhs and 8,50,000. Next step is to find out balance, which is step 1 minus step 2. Next is to reduce unmarked applications. Here we reduce unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability as it is mentioned in the question. Hence, the unmarked applications as calculated by us 3 lakh will be distributed amongst A, B and C in the ratio of 3:5:2, which comes to 90,000, 1,50,000 and 60,000 shares. Next we find is balance. The balance comes to 2,10,000, negative 1,50,000 and 90,000, totals up to 1,50,000. In the earlier question, if you see, we never had a negative balance. Here the negative balance in the column of B represents and surplus which is to the credit of B underwriter. An underwriter cannot have a negative balance. Underwriter can have a positive balance which indicates the number of shares to be subscribed by the underwriter, or it can be 0. Hence, the surplus of B, negative 1,50,000, will be distributed amongst underwriters A and B in the ratio of gross liability. Here, the gross liability ratio is 3:5:2. If the ratio between A and B is to be calculated, we will use the method of chop off, that is, we will remove 5 from the ratio and it becomes 3:2. Hence, 1,50,000 will be distributed between A and C in the ratio of 3:2, which comes to 90,000 and 60,000. Finally, we get a net liability which will be 1,20,000, 0 and 30,000 shares, which totals up to 1,50,000. If we want to verify whether we have solved the question correctly, it is very simple. The total of net liability is 1,50,000, which is exactly the same as the number of shares which were not subscribed by the public. Referring to the question, the question referring to the question, X Limited decided to issue 50 lakh shares and it had received an application of 48 lakh 50,000 shares, a difference of 1 lakh 50,000, which is exactly the same as the total of net liability. Now let us start with the last question for this lecture. Question 3. ACE Limited decided to issue 1 lakh equity shares. The whole issue was underwritten by 5 underwriters as follows: A 25%, B 15%, C 10%, D 30% and E 20%. Applications bearing the stamp of underwriters: A 13,750, B 10,250, C 8,250, D 8,250 and E 8,500 were received. 30,000 shares did not bear mark of any underwriters. Find the liability of individual underwriter. Unmarked applications are to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of their liability. Now, let us understand first the data given to us in the question before solving. The first statement gives us information about total issue to be done by the company, which is 1 lakh equity shares. Next, it gives us information that there are 5 underwriters underwritten as A 25%, B 15%, C 10%, D 30% and E 20%, which totals up to 100%, that is fully underwritten. Then it gives us information about marked applications and unmarked applications. Hence, here in the question, we need to find out the total applications received by the company. So, in the solution, first we will start with the working note to find out total applications received. Total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications. Total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications given to us directly 30,000 plus total marked applications which we can total up from the given data. Hence, total application received is equal to 30,000 plus 50,000, that is total application received is equal to 80,000 shares. We will now prepare statement of liability of underwriter, which will be a statement wherein the first column will be step, second column particulars, third column basis, then the number of columns depending on number of underwriters. Here in this question we have 5 underwriters, so we will have 5 different columns and the last column being total. The first step is gross liability, which given to us in the question is 25%, 15%, 10%, 30% and 20% amongst A, B, C, D and E respectively, which if converted into a ratio comes to 5 is to 3 is to 2 is to 6 is to 4. That is 25,000 shares, 15,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 30,000 shares, 20,000 shares, a total of 1 lakh shares. Next step is to reduce mark applications, which is always actual as given to us in the question. A 13,750 shares, B 10,250 shares, C 8,250 shares, D 8,250 shares and E 8,500 shares, totaling up to 50,000 shares. Next is to find out balance, which will be step 1 minus step 2. 11,250 shares, 4,750 shares, 750 shares, 21,750 shares, 11,500 shares, totaling up to 50,000 shares. Next, we reduced unmarked applications. Here in the question, it states that unmarked applications are to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of their liability, which is the liability gross liability. Hence, 30,000 shares unmarked applications, if distributed amongst underwriters in the ratio of 5 is to 3 is to 2 is to 6 is to 4, which is the ratio of gross liability, comes to 7,500 shares, 4,500 shares, 3,000 shares, 9,000 shares and 6,000 shares. Next is to find out balance. If any balance is negative, we write down as balance, and if all the balances are positive, it becomes net liability. Here, when we find out balance, for A, it comes as 3,750, B, it comes as 250, C, it comes as negative 2,250, D, 12,750, and E, 5,500, totaling up to 20,000 shares. As we have a negative balance, which indicates a surplus with underwriter C of 2,250 shares, which is to be distributed amongst the underwriters in the ratio of gross liability. Hence, we get a new ratio if we remove the gross liability of C coming to 5 is to 3 is to 6 is to 4. Hence, 2,250 shares, a surplus of C is to be distributed amongst A, B, D and E as 675, 375, 750 and 250. Next is to find out a balance, which is step 5 minus step 6. For A, it comes as 3,125. For B, it comes as negative 125. C becomes 0. D 12,000 and E 5,000, again totaling up to 20,000 shares. Since we have B negative balance, which indicates a surplus of 125 shares, with B will be distributed with the underwriters, that is A, D and E. There is no point in distributing the surplus of B with C as it already has a zero balance. Hence, now finding out the ratio between A, D and E comes to 5 is to 6 is to 4. So a surplus of 125 shares will be distributed between A, D and E in the ratio of 5, 6 and 4, which comes to 42 shares, 50 shares and 33 shares. Next is to find out the balance. As any of the balances are not negative, we write down as net liability. A has a net liability of 3083 shares. B has 0 shares as net liability. C has 0 shares as net liability. D has 11,950 shares as net liability. And E has 4,967 shares as liability, totaling up to 20,000 shares. Again, to find out whether we have solved the question correctly, 20,000 net liability is exactly the difference between total applications received 80,000 and total issue to be done 1 lakh. Friends, I have also uploaded one PDF for questions to be practiced by you in the link below in the description. Kindly download those questions, solve, and if at all you have any doubts, kindly write in the comment section or mail to me at dgdoshi89@gmail.com. Before winding up this lecture, let us quickly revise through what we have learned in this lecture. Number one, gross liability. Number two, net liability. Gross liability is the liability of individual underwriter as per the underwriting agreement. Net liability is the liability arising out of shares not subscribed by the public. To find out net liability, we have to prepare a statement of liability of underwriters. It is a simple statement where first column is step, next column is particulars, third column is basis. Next, we will have number of columns based on number of underwriters and last column being total. First step is to write down the gross liability on an agreed basis, that is agreed ratio as per underwriting agreement. Next is to reduce unmarked applications, which will be always in actual as given to you in the question. Next is to find out balance, which will be always 1 minus 2. Fourth step is to reduce unmarked applications. As we know, unmarked applications can be reduced under two methods. Method 1 is to be allocated in the ratio of gross liability, and method 2, ratio of liability as calculated after reducing marked applications from gross liability. In question, if nothing is mentioned, we will always calculate the unmarked applications in the ratio of gross liability. Next is to find out net liability, which will be step 3 minus step 4. And finally, the formula which we have to remember, that is total applications received is equal to total unmarked applications plus total marked applications.
So friends, thank you so much. I hope you have learned through this lecture, and if you have found this lecture useful, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates and new informative lectures first. Thank you so much.